Dear students, welcome in social science class. In these days, you are at home due to complete lockdown. Please stay at home, stay healthy, and maintain social distancing. By doing so, we can make our country free from this world epidemic and also make the best use of your time by learning new things. Students, don't worry about your studies. We are sending videos to do study at your home. Today I am going to start first chapter of geography, that is resources and development. See the topics which I will explain to you. First, meaning of resource. Second, characteristics of resources. Third, interdependent relationship between nature, technology, and human beings. Fourth, resources are not free gift of nature. Fifth and last, classification of resources on the basis of origin, exhaustibility, and ownership. What is the meaning of resource? Everything available in our environment which can be used to satisfy our need can be termed as a resource. For example, land, air, water, mobile, TV, etc. are examples of resources. What are the characteristics of a resource? It is technological accessible, economically feasible, culturally acceptable. It means that anything become a resource only when technology is available. We are able to buy it, we afford to buy it, and society accepts it is a very useful in life. For example, mobile is a resource for us because we have the technology to make the mobile. We are able to buy it, and we all know mobile is very useful in our life many ways. So mobile, books, pen, etc. are resources for us. Students, now I am going to explain interdependent relationship between nature, technology, and institution. Students, see the figure. Resources not only function of nature or technology or institution. First, human beings interact with nature like by using land for growing sugarcane, getting fishes from sea. Then they use the technology to transform the available material in the environment into resources. They change the sugarcane into sugar and fishes into fish oil. They create institution to accelerate the resource development. In this way, human beings make the resources and help in resource development. So, resources function of interdependent relationship between nature, technology, and institution, and human being play an important role in these activities. Students, resources are not free gift of nature because resources are function of human activities, physical activity, mental work. Human beings second themselves are essential part of resources as a lawyer, as a doctor, as a teacher, professor, etc. And third, only human beings transform the available material in our environment into resources and then use them. Enough of First, human beings use the land to grow the sugarcane and then use the technology to change sugarcane into sugar. Then it is used by the society. So we can say resources are not free gift of nature. We have to pay for them. We have to pay for them like we have to pay money for mobile, TV, books. These are not free gift of nature. Student, resources are classified into four ways. First, on the we discuss these four ways one by one. So on the basis of origin, resources can be classified into two groups: biotic resources and abiotic resources. Biotic means living organism. Abiotic means non-living resources. So what are the features of biotic resources? They are obtained from living organism. For example, plants. They are obtained from plants, animals. Third, they can be reproduced. We can grow more plants. Their quantity is not fixed. They are also known as renewable resources. And what are the abiotic resources? They are obtained from non-living things like land. For example, coal, petroleum are examples of abiotic resources. They cannot be reproduced. They are made by nature. Human beings cannot make these things during their lifetime. Their quantity is fixed. They are also known as non-renewable resources. Student, second type of classification of resources is exhaustibility. So we can say on the basis of exhaustibility, resources can be classified into two groups: renewable and non-renewable. Renewable means they can be reproduced. Non-renewable means they cannot be reproduced. So what are the features of renewable resources? So first is they can be renewed, reproduced. Reproduced physical means growing crops, chemical making medicine, mechanical process means making of cloth by machines. They are also known as, for example, forest, wind power, etc. They are also known as non-exhaustible resources because we can make it so its quantity is not fixed. Third is their quantity is not fixed, and they can be further divided into continuous flow, wind, water, etc., and biological resources like plants and animals. Now, what are the features of non-renewable resources? They cannot be renewed or reproduced. We cannot make during our lifetime. For example, coal, petroleum, minerals, these are made by nature. So they, if we use more and more, their quantity is fixed, so they will finish. So they are also known as exhaustible resources, for their quantity is fixed, and they can be further divided into recyclables like metals. Our gold necklace can be used if it become old fashioned to make a ring or other jewelry, and non-recyclable like fossil fuels, coal, petroleum, if once we use they will be over, so they are known as non-recyclable resources. Now students, we can classify the resources on the basis of ownership. On the basis of ownership, resources can be grouped into four types: individual resources, community resources, natural resources, national resources, and fourth is international resources. What are individual resources? They are owned privately by individual, like house, shop, car, your bag, pen. You can say it is my bag. So your bag is your individual property. Community resources, these resources are accessible to all the members of community, like picnic spot, playgrounds, your street lights. These are used by all the member of the society. For next class is our national resources. What are national resources? Technically, all the resources available in the country are known as national resources, like forest, wildlife, land division, and political territories, bus stands, railway stations. All are known as national resources. It also includes ocean area up to 12 nautical miles or from the coast, termed as territorial water, and resource therein belong to the national resources. For example, Mumbai high oil fields lies in Arabian Sea. It is a part of our national resources because it is with the boundary of 12 nautical miles. Now next is the international resources, students. The ocean resources beyond 200 nautical miles, nautical miles of exclusive economic zone belong to international resources. No individual country can utilize these resources without the permission of international institutions. So, beyond the 200 miles, resources in Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal, Indian Oceans are considered international resources. Student, I hope all the topics are clear to you. Now you have to make a separate register for geography and write the questions which I tell you, and also frame some more questions of 1 mark, 3 marks, and 5 marks. So student, see your assignment. Your question is, what do you mean by resources and what are its three features? Explain them. Second is, explain the interdependent relationship between nature, technology, and institution. Your third question is, do you think resources are free gift of nature? And fourth question is, distinguish between biotic and abiotic resources. You have to write 5 points. And your fifth question is, write 5 differences between renewable and non-renewable resources. And last question which you have to do, classify the resources on the basis of ownership and explain each of them. Students, in next video I will discuss with you classification of resources on the status of development. So now you have to understand these things and do your assignments. Thank you. Have a nice day.